Hi everyone, this is James here from the I Will Teach You a Language team, and Ollie has asked me to put together this video to show you the inside of FrenchPod101 and to highlight some of the features that he's mentioned in his review article on the blog. Okay, and once you log in, the dashboard looks a little bit like this. This is the inside. You can see I'm currently using a premium account. So some of the features you see here are only available on premium accounts, and these are some of the best features. So the first thing that will become apparent when you log into FrenchPod101 is that there's a lot of material there, and there's a lot of stuff that you don't really need. It's very easy to get distracted, and that's why it's really important to get to the heart of what it is that is useful in FrenchPod101. And that is really the audio lessons. That's like the heart or the core of the course. So let me show you how these audio lessons work, because they're the element of the course that are really what is worth paying for. So let's take a look here. We're going to go to one of the intermediate levels. You can see the lessons are organized by level here. Let's just go into the upper intermediate course. And we're going to dive straight into a lesson. So you come here and you can see all of the lessons available in this upper intermediate course. You can see there are 25 lessons. Normally there are 25 lessons in each course. There are a couple of levels where there may be more, but generally there are 25. And let's jump into number 4. Where's the best place for a steak in France? And you can see now we've opened up the lesson page, and this is what you work with for each lesson in FrenchPod101. You've got the main audio here, and this is the audio of the entire French podcast. This will include the dialogue, followed by a discussion of the cultural points covered in the conversation, and then also further discussion of new vocabulary and some interesting grammar points. Here you can also mark the lessons as complete, so you can keep track of your progress. You also have an option here to create notes, to like the lesson, to access the PDF transcripts and notes for the lesson, to download the lessons if you prefer to copy them onto your phone or use them offline, and also to share the lesson. Then below you have more options. So this is where the real benefits are. You have the dialogue here, and you can simply listen to the dialogue alone, and you also have the line-by-line text for the dialogue. And this is one of the really great things about FrenchPod101. You can go through the dialogues and listen line by line.
Ici. Ma fourchette et mon couteau sont à l'envers.
And as you do so, you can also record yourself. So these are really useful features. Now below, the next section is for vocabulary. And this is all the main vocabulary that you see in the lesson. And this is really useful. You have all the vocabulary here. You can listen to it at full speed.
Revenir à quelqu'un.
Or you can listen to it at slower speed.
Revenir à quelqu'un.
And you can also select the vocabulary that you want to learn and add those to your word bank or to your flashcards. So we're going to add them to our flashcards. Let's add them to this deck here. And we'll look at that feature more in just a moment. Then below you have some more lesson notes with details of the grammar used in this lesson. And finally, you have the option to download all of the notes, including the transcripts, as a PDF. The real core of FrenchPod101 is this. It's the audio lesson along with the line-by-line audio and the transcripts in English and French. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the flashcard system. This is something I've just mentioned to you before when we added the vocabulary to our flashcards. And this is another of the better elements of FrenchPod101. You can review the vocabulary that you want to learn from the lessons using an inbuilt flashcard system on the website. So to begin, you just go to My Flashcards, and then we have these options here. We're going to select this deck, and we'll select Study. Okay, and we'll start the session. So you have all of the vocabulary here that's in the flashcard deck. First it will appear in French. You can show the answer. And what's great here is you get lots of detail in the flashcard response. So you have the pronunciation in French, you have the context. In this case, we've literally just got a list of the days of the week, but they're used in a sentence, so it's great. You've got some context, which is useful. It's a shame that the words are presented individually on the front of the card and not in context, but you do have some context on the back. And here you have the English. You also have an image where applicable for the word. So you can choose if it's correct or incorrect, and based on that, the spaced repetition system will continue to show you the word less or more frequently.
Bon après-midi.
There are also audio flashcards.
Bon après-midi.
And again, where possible, there will be images associated with these words or phrases. You'll also have sentences where applicable. In this case, this is a phrase, so we don't have a sentence in context, but for individual words, you will have the sentence in context there as well. Again, you also have here on the front the type of words. We know this is an adjective.
Bon.
And again, it's presented in context as well. Where applicable with adjectives, for example, FrenchPod101 also tends to give you an example in context that uses the opposite gender if the forms are irregular, so that you get to learn both genders. So that's how the flashcard system works. Now, there are a few other cool features of FrenchPod101 that I want to show you here. So the first of those is the comment system. If we go back to the audio lessons, and let's look up any audio lesson here, you'll see that if we scroll down, there is also a comment section where you can leave your comments and questions about the particular lesson, and these will be responded to by the native speakers who are working with FrenchPod101. Another great thing about FrenchPod101 is the community section. So if you go here to the forum, you'll find that there's a really great community on FrenchPod101, and you can participate in that community, ask questions, answer questions, and generally get help with your French from other learners. And you can see here that there are quite a number of posts, there are various different active topics, and many, many more learners. So this is a great place to really get a sense of community, to get feedback from others, to share ideas, and to help each other learn French. So that's another interesting benefit of using FrenchPod101. So that's what FrenchPod101 looks like from the inside with premium account access. Enjoy the article, and if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below.